We're inside of Robinson Arena in Barberville, Kentucky for tonight's AAC matchup. The Rams continue their road stretch against the Union Bulldogs here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello, everybody. Bailey Engel, glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network as the Rams are trying to get a win on the road here to possibly knock out the Union Bulldogs from AAC tournament contention and try to find revenge from that 66-59 loss back on January 2nd against the Bulldogs. Well, Corey Mullins and his team had a really rough time there last time out against the Milligan Bulldogs, or the Milligan Buffaloes, I should say, and that was a pretty devastating loss after chucking up a 3 at the buzzer. Danae Cox rimmed out right there at the end to try to send it into overtime, but Milligan ended up getting the win. Let's take a look at this Union College team, though, head coached by Tim Curry in his 15th season. Union not so great this year at 11-14 and 8-12 in the AAC. They have to win their last 4 games of the year to even get into the AAC tournament. And the Rams can try to do that today and knock them out as they sit at 8th in the conference so far this year. Rams coming in at 13-12 and 10-10 in the conference, while Tim Curry and his team are 11-14 and 8-12 in the AAC so far this year. Well, it looks like they will send out Cheyenne Stidham as well as Katrina Johnson, joined by one of the big forwards, Logan Calvert, the freshman from Louisville, Kentucky, one of the leading scorers for the Union Bulldogs team. Rams going with the red jerseys in this one. Hannah Preservati not getting the start. Looks like she's a tad bit shaken up from a pretty tough week for Bluefield. They played 3 straight days in a row, finally got a day break, and now right back into action on Wednesday. So Shekinah Huggins will get the start for Bluefield at point guard, the senior from Newport News. And then Emily Hart will get another start at the shooting guard for the Rams, as well as Danae Cox, leading scorer for Bluefield, and the only Ram averaging in double figures. Adrian Goodlett, the senior from New Kent, Virginia, also getting the start, as well as Kiera Bell-Lanier. Danica Prater also joining Union as the Rams will go right to left. Calvert and Bell-Lanier in the middle. Thrown up in the air, and Bell-Lanier swats it into the backcourt, tipped out of bounds, and it will be a decision here where this ball will go, and it will stay with the Rams. Now, rather the officials talking and overruling it, not the best way to start the game. Don't even have a second elapsed off of the clock, and we already had some sort of decision. So an inbounds pass from Katrina Johnson into the point guard, Stidham. Bluefield lining up in that zone defense as Union takes the ball left to right. Pass out on the right side. Danica Prater swings out left over to the shooting guard. That's Brooke Hammonds. So the Rams looking for a win here as Calvert hooks with a right hand and rims it in for the game's opening basket. They get 2-0 Union, wearing the gray jerseys with the orange trim, as well as the orange letters. Pass up top, Shekinah Huggins really hasn't gotten a ton of starts for year. Later on in the year, she has started to pick up some more playing time. And now Hannah Preservati, a bit shaken up over the past couple of weeks. We'll see if she'll play today. She is dressed as Danae Cox storms down the lane, feeds Huggins top of the key. Loose ball on the other side, and it bounces out of bounds. Huggins was trying to feed Emily Hart in the right wing, but it bounced right away from her and went into the sideline. So now taking the ball left to right, it will be Stidham, the junior from Whitesburg, Kentucky. We're in Barberville, Kentucky here as a pass in the left side. And Bluefield lining up in that zone again. Pop down low. Shot off the glass and in for Brooke Hammonds. Already 4-0 Union on top with 8:58 remaining in the first quarter. Well, the men's side, a little bit more interesting today as they're going to play right around 7:30, going up against the number 1 team in the AAC, the defending NAIA Division II national champions. Hand off right wing, Danae Cox pops top of the key, Huggins. Off a Bell-Lanier screen, starts to roll right and then gets into a double team. In pressure now, she bounces towards the top of the key, Emily Hart. 8 seconds to shoot. Hart feeds left wing, Cox pops it down low to Bell-Lanier. Skates down the baseline, hooks, and misses the layup. No rim on the shot. Now a tie-up called as Prater and Bell-Lanier were wrestling for the ball. So now after the tie-up, it will be awarded to Bluefield. Now the officials making sure that everything can be correct on the shot clock here, because they were going to give originally Bluefield a fresh shot clock, but that is not correct. They have now taken it down to 2. So the tie-up is awarded to Bluefield. 8:28 remaining. Rams down 4-0 here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Now ready to go. Huggins to pass with 2 seconds to shoot. Cox launches for 3. Swish! Right off the inbounds, Danae Cox hits the tray to make it 4-3. Rams within one. Now the Rams, what a play that was right off of that pretty tough situation with the shot clock. Prater dish down low. Calvert bounces on the right side over to Hammonds. Swings out top of the key. Now a pump fake into Stidham on the left corner. Bounces in the right block, and Calvert hits the shot, but a charge is Bellanier hits her back in the paint. So the Rams will get it right back. 8:02 after the first foul of the game is called on Calvert. So now Union will go with a full court press here as Goodlett bounces into Emily Hart working as the point guard. Now in front of Corey Mullins in his fourth season at the helm of Bluefield College women's basketball. Well, these Rams had to van here today, left the campus of Bluefield right around 10:30. Here's Goodlett, swings out right wing. Bellanier corralled it on one hand and popped it over to Emily Hart in the right corner. Bellanier storms to the lane, hooks with a left hand and fouled as she couldn't get the layup off, but it will be a shooting foul. So Bellanier will go to the line. Well, Bellanier getting a little bit better at the free throw line for Bluefield. And there were times at the Dome where she would go to the charity stripe and just airball free throws. Now that's changing up a little bit. It's 4-3, searching for the tie as Bellanier gets the bucket on the first free throw, 4-4. Clock has stopped at 7:41 here at Robinson Arena. Second shot, good. And Bellanier takes the 5-4 lead for the Rams as now Union takes the ball left to right. Stidham will run the point for this Union team, head coach by Tim Curry in his 15th season, also functions as the AD here. She goes over on the left side, pops back up top to Calvert, and a feed on the right side over to Brooke Hammonds. Hammonds pressured by Goodlett, a pump fake in the right wing, lobs down low, puts it on the deck, whips out a pass, and it's stolen away. Johnson was trying to find Calvert in the left corner, but instead it was picked away by Goodlett. Now Danae Cox on a drive, Euro step, perfect move, straight to the basket on the right side, and the Rams now lead 7-4. Make that 5 points for Danae Cox as the Rams are now up by 3. Pass on the left corner, Hammonds right in front of those orange seats here at Robinson Arena. Dish down low to Calvert, spins, shoots, front rim miss, and a rebound right at the hip of Bellanier. Underhands back to Danae Cox as the Rams now have a lead. Outlet on the other end, Emily Hart right to the lane and scores. Timeout, Tim Curry. Rams lead 9-4 with 6:49 remaining in the first quarter. Rams have jumped out to a 5-point lead against the Union College Bulldogs as the Rams have a chance to knock them out of AAC tournament contention. A cross pass over to Stidham, steps into a tray, misses front rim as Bellanier jumps up for the board. On the left side, Danae Cox already has 5 points. Swings it up on the right corner, Adrian Goodlett, Rams in the red. Goodlett spins under the basket, swings out left over to Emily Hart, popping the ball around the perimeter. Here's Cox, straight drive in the lane, floats from 2 and misses, but a charge is drawn as Danae Cox stormed in the lane and just knocked down Brooke Hammonds, the freshman from Pennington Gap, Virginia. So it's going to be the first foul of the game on Bluefield, and the first foul of the game on Danae Cox. So Brooke Hammonds, just a freshman, average is still in double figures for this Union team that has struggled this year at 11-14, but Bluefield let them really have their way with them in that first quarter back in that first game. They outscored the Rams 23-8. Now swings top of the key, Prater. Dishes on the left side over to Stidham. Rams setting up in the zone, lob down low, and the layup falls for Katrina Johnson. That was a backdoor cut and a great feed from Brooke Hammonds to make it 9-6. Rams still up by 3. As now Bluefield will try to work out of this full court press. They still have the same starting lineup on as Emily Hart zigzags her way down the paint, loops the layup, misses back iron. Bellanier fighting for the rebound, popped out of bounds though, and it will stay with the Rams as Bellanier must have tipped it right off the body of Katrina Johnson. Buzzer sounds, and now Logan Calvert taken out of the game, and Charisse Wilson will enter for the Bulldogs. Huggins to feed the ball in on the inbound. Swings out right corner. Adrian Goodlett pops back to Huggins, top of the key. Left-handed dribble down the lane, loops and misses the layup. That was a good chance for Huggins, but just could not get the window. Rebound for Stidham, the point guard, right into the left wing here at Robinson Arena. Fans starting to pile in. Loose pass down low, corralled by Danae Cox. That was a dish looking for Charisse Wilson, and the Rams were able to pick it away. Danae Cox straight into the elbow, feeds Huggins, top of the key, and a crossover dribble. She'll step back with 5:15 remaining. Bounce pass left block. Bell Lanier doesn't like what she sees and swings it back out. Goodlett down the right baseline, swings out and tipped away into the hands and stolen by Katrina Johnson for Union. She's going into the front court and then basically tackled by Adrian Goodlett. As Johnson hit the ground, the Rams have another foul. That's the first one on Adrian Goodlett, and the second team foul with 5:05 remaining in the first quarter. Well, Bluefield looking for a win against Union. They have to get that offensive prowess going, and now they call a timeout to try to get the shot clock correct, and they will. Resets to 30 with 5:05 remaining. Swings out to Stidham near that UC logo. Got a Bulldog right in the middle here in this mainly orange gym. Stidham backs out right wing. Danae Cox on the defense. Rams in a 2-3 zone. Passes left side. Stidham jogs in the lane. Now picks it up. Feeds Wilson near the left elbow. 15 to shoot as she goes down the right side. Turman in now as the defender for Bluefield. Onto the right side. Returns Wilson into the lane. She pops and scores from 5 feet right in front of the basket. Union back within 1-9-8, 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Haley Turman now in as a low post threat for Bluefield after Adrian Goodlett is taken out of the game. Here's Huggins. Goes back out to Turman. Swings back top of the key. Danae Cox. 4:20 remaining in this first quarter as Cox loops a pass left corner. Huggins. Couple of pump fakes. Veers right off the screen. Feeds it back left corner. Danae Cox takes an open three. Too hard, bouncing onto the window and snatched off the board by Danica Prater. Straight down the lane she goes, coast to coast, hooks with a right hand, misses the layup. Rebound, Emily Hart. Ugly coast-to-coast layup there for Prater, who had the right idea, but just couldn't get the ball off the square. Flat 4 minutes remaining, Bluefield up in this first quarter, 9-8. Corey Mullins chanting on from the sideline. Huggins trying to find an open shooter. Emily Hart jogs back top of the key. Chest pass right wing. Huggins overhead pass tipped to Bellanier. Pops it over to Turman. Returns to Huggins. Top of the key. Emily Hart dishes a three and sinks it. The first one of the night for the sophomore from Independence, Virginia. And the Rams lead back to 4. 3:34 remaining first quarter. And Union, a completely different first quarter than with the one we saw back in Bluefield. The Rams have scored in the double digits, something they couldn't do against the Bulldogs the first time these two teams faced off. Skylar Bird into the game as well as she underhands it over to Charisse Wilson, who hits the left baseline jumper. It's after the two falls. It is 12-10. Rams lead by 2. Emily Hart on an all-out sprint goes in the lane, passes right wing. Danae Cox launches the triple and hits the tray with the right wing shot. Now Bluefield leads by 5, 15-10. Danae Cox already with 2 threes for the Rams. Going on the left side, Rams still in that zone again. Passes left over to Bird. She's punched in the corner by Huggins. 2:40 remaining in this one as Huggins lost the ball, picked up by Bellanier, trying to go coast to coast. Jogs into the right wing, straight to the lane, Euro step, scoops, and banks it in. What a layup for Bellanier, and a timeout called by Corey Mullins. 17-10, Rams up by 7 with 2:38 remaining in the first quarter. Right back here at Union, Rams lead by 7, 17-10 off of a couple of trays from Danae Cox. She already has 8 points for Bluefield. Here's Stidham and Union going left to right. Pops top of the key, Charisse Wilson with that loose dribble on her left hand, passing around the key. Here's Skylar Bird, dribbles in, loops and misses as the ball is picked away by Bellanier. Well, the big forward for Bluefield already has 2 steals. Shekinah Huggins has been the primary point guard for Bluefield, really trading with Emily Hart in this game as Crockett is in for the first time. Feeds top of the key. Danae Cox swings it out to Crockett, the freshman, coming from Whitfield. Now 13 to shoot. Bellanier with the ball overhead. Kicks out right side, right wing. Over to Huggins. Now 8 to shoot with 1:56 remaining first quarter. And a foul called on a moving screen. That's going to be on Bellanier, her first and a team third. So the Rams really pressured outside of the arc there, and they couldn't get anything to go down low in the paint. And that's something they can really rely on. They have a little bit more experience than this Union team does in the low post. Logan Calvert, only a freshman, and then Charisse Wilson, also a freshman. And on the right side, Wilson swings top of the key over to Stidham. Dish on the left side, now into the new player in, Jenna Mills for Union. Another new player in as well, Sydney Dishman. Powers in through the left baseline, 8 to shoot, loops out right wing, over to Dishman. On the other side, Skylar Bird, 4 to shoot, crosses in the lane, pops, and scores as the buzzer sounds on a 2-footed layup. 17-12, 1:20 remaining first quarter. Rams not really that deep. They're going to have to really go into that tenacity and make sure that they are resilient in this one because some of them are really banged up. Here's Crockett, open lane, bounces right wing over to Goodlett. Now Bellanier swings for 3 and hits her third triple of the game. 20-12. Danae Cox already with 11 points for the Rams. 55 seconds remaining. Stidham on a hip-high dribble. Entry pass over to Wilson. Spins towards the cup. Misses the layup. Rebound Turman. Bluefield defensively sound in the low post as Turman made it hard for Charisse Wilson to get that shot off. Underhands Huggins, top of the key with 20 seconds on the shot clock, 38 game clock. Huggins with a knuckleball pass on the left side. Crockett dribbles in towards the paint on the left side. Spins back out. Pops over to Bellanier. Cross-court pass, Turman. Zips right wing over to Huggins. 10 to shoot. Huggins dribbles inside the paint. Spins, swings out to Turman, and they call a walk on the spin move from Huggins. Now as the buzzer sounds, we might have a brand new couple of players for Union. Katrina Johnson as well as Logan Calvert in the game. 20 seconds remaining here in this one in the first quarter. Entry pass down low to Hammond, spinning on Bellanier, right-handed dribble, hooks and misses. Nothing but glass on that one. Huggins on the rebound, now 6 seconds. Huggins swings out right side, Danae Cox, 5 to shoot. Cox crossover dribble, pops at the buzzer and misses, but fouled with 1.1 seconds to go in this one. So Danae Cox looking to hit 2 here. She already has 11 points. Her first, good. Make it 12 points for Danae Cox on an all-out roll here. Second shot for Cox. Rattles around, pops out, and now it's rebounded. No shot from Hammonds. What a half it was, or what a first quarter it was, I should say, from Bluefield. 21-12, Rams lead by 9. Into the second quarter we go. Rams lead 21-12 over this team out of Union College. Rams already in double figures, and now a walk call going left to right. That one's going to be on Katrina Johnson. What a first quarter was for Danae Cox for 12 points for Bluefield. Now up by 9. 9:50 remaining in the first half. Pass in the backcourt. The defense of Jenna Mills. Emily Hart already has a 3 in this game as well. Zigzagging her way in the right wing. Crossover dribble. Passes left side. Crockett. Crockett looking for her first shot of the game as she swings out right side. Emily Hart. Hart overheads Adrian Goodlett near the free throw line. Kicks out Hart right wing. 9:30 remaining first quarter. Emily Hart dribbles under the basket. No double dribble called as it should have been as Crockett underhands Emily Hart. Now a walk called on Emily Hart's shimmy shake move inside the perimeter. That's likely a make-up call as Emily Hart goes back on defense in the front court. Tim Curry calling for a new offense here as Katrina Johnson will run the point for Union. Well, this Union team could get eliminated with the loss here today from AAC tournament contention. Drive in the lane, loops a layup and miss from Katrina Johnson. Danae Cox with the rebound left side. Chest pass Haley Turman. Arcs a pass over the head of Adrian Goodlett, who was cutting down the left block. And Turman just got a little overzealous there with that chance. Well, a lob inside. 9 minutes remaining. 21-12 is the score. Rams on a little bit of a run, especially from Danae Cox. Pass up top of the key to Hammonds. The forward matched up with Adrian Goodlett. Lobs out right and a kick down low to Logan Calvert. Out of a double team, left-handed dribble, bounces and shoots. Ball swirls around the cup, pops out. Rebound Haley Turman. It almost sat still on the back iron, and Turman able to snatch down the board. Unlucky for Union so far. Danae Cox swings into the right corner, and it is tipped in the air by Hammonds. It will stay with the Rams as the ball went onto the baseline. Well, buzzer sounds in Union a little bit deeper than Bluefield in this game as Jordan Sandifer checks in for the Bulldogs. Emily Hart overheads right wing, Adrian Goodlett. Ball over her head, pops top of the key, Hart. 8.5 minutes remaining, 21-12. Now a knee-high dribble for Emily Hart. Hard kick to Adrian Goodlett on the right side. Entry pass, Emily Hart under the basket. One-arm pass in the corner, tipped out of bounds. And it will stay with the Rams again with 8 to shoot, 8-18. As the ball was tipped out of bounds by Cheyenne Stidham. She's back into the game as a point guard. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Emily Hart in her near corner. One-arm dish, Danae Cox left wing. 7 to shoot now. She goes top of the key. Crossover dribble, splits the double team, but stolen away by Logan Calvert. Bounces in the backcourt. Rebound Emily Hart. Now an entry pass to Danae Cox. Misses the layup. Tipped out of bounds by Tiana Crockett into the hands of Cox, and it just pinballed around. That was a pretty rough couple of seconds of basketball to watch. Logan Calvert had the steal. Had no speed to take it near the paint, and Bluefield was able to have this steal from Emily Hart, but now Union has it back nonetheless. 21-12 the score, 7:55 remaining first half. On the right side, Hammonds, pressured by Adrian Goodlett, pops it left side over to Katrina Johnson. Enters the lane, swings out left, over to the new player in Sandifer. Entry pass, Logan Calvert scoops with the right hand and misses on the layup right block. Danae Cox with another rebound. She's balling out for Bluefield so far. Emily Hart, chest pass right corner, Tiana Crockett. Into the lane she goes, swings out left. Goodlett launches a tray. Misses. Back iron. Rebound Haley Turman, though, over the head of Stidham. So now Bluefield likely to set up a new offense here, still up by 9. Overhead pass Crockett, right wing, dribbles in the lane, floats and fouled as she into 2 Union players in the painted area. Oh, Crockett with a clumsy layup gets up smiling. As now it looks like Sharissa Wilson will check in for the Bulldogs. Going into the backcourt for this, Sandifer. And a couple of shots for Bluefield's Tiana Crockett, looking for her first points in the game. Rams lead 21-12. 7:18 remaining. Crockett standing in the lane with those blue shoes. Rams going with the red jerseys. One-arm shot. Back iron miss. Also into the game, Taylor Dinges. Rams have not made that many substitutions. As Haley Turman is taken out, Autumn Hash back into the game. Has that brace on her left knee, though, so playing on limited minutes. Crockett trying to find the second, loops and scores to make it 22-12. Double-digit lead for the Rams now. 22-12, 7:15 remaining first half. Stidham lazily taking the ball right across that UC logo here at Robinson Arena. Passes right side, dish top of the key to Sandifer, pointing with one arm, looking to try to set this up. Sandifer arcs on the left side, tipped away, rebound off the steal. Crockett lost it, and now on the loose ball, corralled by Danae Cox. One arm pass up to Crockett. Well, Danae Cox has been able to pickpocket these Union defenders, or Union offensive players, rather, as Crockett feeds right side. Danae Cox, pump fake, goes in the painted area, chest packs Crockett, and floats from 5 to score. 24-12, 3 points now for the freshman. 6:39 remaining in the second quarter. The Rams have really worked it up defensively. In the left corner, it is Taylor Dinges feeding the ball around. Wilson, hard dribble in the lane, lost the ball, but fouled by Emily Hart. So Wilson went almost in slow motion in the painted area, and Emily Hart hacked, and Emily Hart looking at her coach, just tapping on her chest. That was me. Rams still up by 10, though, 22-12, 6:27 remaining as Wilson will go to the line. Well, Tim Curry and his team struggling a little bit this year, but still finding a win against Bluefield back on January 2nd. First shot bounces away from Wilson, though. Well, for Corey Mullins, his team does have a lot of fight, but that offense has not picked up. It has changed here today, though. Rams only averaging right around 60 points per game. As Wilson shoots and hits the second free throw. Cuts the lead back down to single digits, 24-13. Or rather, it is still an 11-point lead for the Rams, I should say. Crockett taking the ball right across midcourt. 6:20 left to go. Emily Hart with the ball overhead. She does have a three in this one. Pops in on the left side, Autumn Hash. Don't be shocked if she tries to take a three. Entry pass, Autumn Hash loops with a left hand and misses the layup. She didn't have a clean look at the basket because of Sharissa Wilson on her back like that. Onto the right side, Jordan Sandifer, cross-court lobs to him, feeds in the corner over to Dinges. Emily Hart on the defense, loops into the paint for Wilson. Pump fake, dribbles on the left block, spins with a right hand, and scores on the hook shot. 24-15, now it's back down to single digits. Rams lead by 9, though, 5:40 remaining first half. Danae Cox in the right corner, veers left off a screen and hacked by Jordan Sandifer. And that will be just the second foul of the second quarter. And Sandifer's first. So Danae Cox will not go to the line as it is only the second foul on the Bulldogs. Buzzer sounds, Huggins back into the game. And Danae Cox will be taken out for a breather. Cox already with 12 points for Bluefield and 2 rebounds, as well as 2 dimes. Huggins, chest pass right corner, Adrian Goodlett, ball overhead and lobs it back over near the logo for Shekinah Huggins. 5.5 minutes left to go. Huggins drives inside, swings out left over to Autumn Hash. One arm pass, Emily Hart drives in the lane, pops it out over to Goodlett, and before that, Emily Hart trucked over Taylor Dinges for her second foul of the quarter. So on the charge, Union gets it back, 5:26 remaining before we hit halftime. Bluefield, though, still doing very well, shooting 57%. Now that's something we haven't seen out of Bluefield in the past. And then Union only shooting 47%. Pass on the left side, Sandifer backing up off the defense of Crockett. Bounce pass down to Wilson, corrals it off her knee, fires and blocked by Autumn Hash as the spinning ball is snatched out of the air by the Bluefield forward. Rams have it back, here's Huggins. Meandering her way inside the paint on the left block, swings top of the key, Autumn Hash doesn't want to shoot a three. On the right side, Tiana Crockett. Crockett drills down the lane and a block called as Stidham was trying to draw a charge, and Bluefield able to draw another foul on Union. That'll be the first one on Stidham, and the Rams will have an inbounds pass up by 9 with 4:54 remaining. Huggins feeds into Goodlett, left corner off the defensive Dinges. On top of the key, Huggins. Hear that Union College logo on a left-handed dribble. Rams not really moving, looking for that open shot, looping around in that right wing. Entry pass, Autumn Hash, right block, swings top of the key. Emily Hart shoots and misses. Back iron on the tray. Still 24-15, Rams on top by 9 with 4.5 minutes before we hit halftime. Have to see if Hammonds can get anything done. Loop pass on the left side, Dinges spins towards the basket, pump fake over to Wilson now. Dribbles inside the lane, jump, stop, and blocked by Autumn Hash again. Loose ball corralled in the far corner by Shekinah Huggins, and Autumn Hash already has 2 blocks. Chest pass on the right side, Huggins has no lane as she pops it over to Autumn Hash on the left side. Dribbles inside the lane, loops with a left hand, hits off the side of the backboard, and that's an shot off of the great defensive play by Autumn Hash. So now Union has it back with Stidham on a hip-high dribble in her right hand. Crossover now into the paint, pops it over to Wilson near the free throw line. Forward swings it back out to Dingus. Around the arc they go. Union trying to get past the zone defense of Bluefield. Now 10 to shoot. Into the left corner, Sandifer pops a three. Swish! So Sandifer with her first triple of the game, 24-18. Rams still up by 6. They've led by as much as 12 in this one. Here comes Huggins going coast to coast. Chest pass left corner to Autumn Hash. Bluefield zipping the ball around now as Crockett backs out near the top of the key. 3.5 minutes to go. As the Rams only lead 24-18. Lost the ball, rolling in the backcourt. Sandifer racing for it with Emily Hart. Picks it up for Union. Now in the right corner has no help. Angles a pass, tipped in the air by Emily Hart and stolen. Rams on a 3-on-2 break. Hart feeds Goodlet. To the lane she goes. Layup falls for the senior, 26-18. The Rams forcing the turnovers so far in this one. That was a great pass from Emily Hart, recognizing Adrian Goodlet had the open lane on the right block. Crossover dribble for Stidham as Union has it back on the left corner. Stidham lobs top of the key. Dingus off the defense of Emily Hart. 13 seconds to shoot. Dingus jump stop, right block, spinning, hooks with a right hand and barrels through the basket. 26-20, lead back down to 6, but the Rams still looking to find offensive momentum. Lofted pass in the left wing for Autumn Hash, and now Bluefield retires it back up top to Crockett. Huggins with it now with 2.5 minutes left to go. With a hard spin move, floats from 5, misses the bank shot as the ball rolled right into the hands of Sandifer, but that was a great spin move from Shekinah Huggins. 2:20 left to go. Here comes Stidham. Bounce pass right block over to Wilson. Spins right, loops, and misses off the front iron on a rebound for Autumn Hash. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Cherry picking as Goodlet. Floats from 5, misses. Got her own rebound and blocked by Sandifer. No foul called as Goodlet went 0 for 2 on that possession. Now a flat 2 minutes left to go before halftime. Rams lead by 6. Here comes Hammonds bumping in the lane. No foul called. Goodlet hit her pretty hard. Wilson near the left elbow, puts it on the deck. Out of a double team, underhand Stidham, top of the key. Now 10 seconds to shoot for Union with 1:45 left to go in the first half. Stidham meandering her way to the basket. Loose ball corralled by Emily Hart. Rams going 3-on-1 as Emily Hart goes straight down. Feeds left side. Crockett fouled on the layup. And now the freshman will have a pair of free throws. Foul will be called on Brooke Hammonds, who really had no other chance but to foul Crockett. And not the best free throw shooter, so for Union, this could be a very productive foul. Crockett right back up to the free throw line, bouncing. Has already hit 1 free throw in this game. And make it 2 now as the first charity stripe shot goes in. Now a whistle, and we have a brand new platoon. Prater in, as well as Skylar Bird. New player in. Valerie Johnson, as well as Katrina Johnson. Crockett looking to hit both free throws here. Rams lead by 7. Crockett fires. Front rim miss. Rebound Bell Lanier. Into the lane she goes. Loops with the left hand. And the second chance. Points fall for the sophomore. 29-20. Rams on top by 9. 1:25 remaining. Here comes Valerie Johnson. Swings it out to Prater, the big, tall point guard at 5'9". A little bit taller than the Bluefield defense right now. Lob on the right side. Johnson misses, clonking into the hands of Huggins. Loses the ball in the backcourt, rolling towards the baseline. Picked up by Katrina Johnson. Lobs down low to Skylar Bird, who bounces the ball off the square for the points. So the steal works for Union that time, and the Rams lead by 7 with a minute left to go in the first half. Huggins looking back at her coach, but Valerie Johnson pressuring her on defense. Has the ball near the logo, lobs on the right side. Emily Hart spins away from Prater. Kicks back up top to Bell-Lanier. Chest pass left side. Crockett pops from the baseline. Misses the shot as it rolls onto the right block and into the hands of Prater. 40 seconds left to go. Here comes Prater. Gallivanting in the lane. Pass tipped in the air. Loose ball looking to be wrestled by Turman. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Union. Danae Coxbury enters the game, as does Union's Jenna Mills. 29-22. 33.6 seconds left to go. Here comes Prater. Chucks it way in the air, and it's caught by Katrina Johnson. Union looking for possibly a last shot situation here, but there are still 14 seconds on the shot clock. 25 game clock. Here comes Jenna Mills spinning in the lane, shuffles, and walked. Danae Cox, what great defense on the low post for her, forcing Jenna Mills to just spin in the painted area. Clock off, 21.2 seconds remaining in the half as Emily Hart gets the ball across the timeline with 17 seconds to shoot. Hart into the right side, meandering in the lane, scoops with a right hand, bounces, and misses the layup. Now 10 seconds, pulled down by Sydney Dishman. Straight down the floor she goes and spins back out right side. Over to Katrina Johnson now on the right baseline. 1 second to shoot, and the foul not called on Union as she bumped right into Danae Cox with 0.5 seconds remaining. The shot will not count, and the Rams will try to tip this one in here. Half a second to go, 29-22. Inbounds pass to Danae Cox. No shot attempted, and the Rams look good so far in the first half. 29-22 at the break. They lead by 7 here at the Robinson Arena. You're listening to Rams Women's Basketball on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Here at halftime, the Rams lead 29-22 with just about 7.5 minutes before we start the third quarter. Thank you for joining us. My name is Bailey Engel. Glad to have you with us on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Big first half for Janae Cox. She had 12 points after hitting 3 of 4 three-pointers in the first half of this game. The Rams are shooting 57% from beyond the arc. Rams have hit all four three-pointers, one from Emily Harton, like we said, 3 from Janae Cox. Leading point scorer for Union, Charisse Wilson, already has 7. And if you take a look at how Union is shooting at the exact same rate as the Rams. Both teams are 10 of 23, except Union has only hit 1 three-pointer. That was from Jordan Sandifer back in the second quarter. The Rams, though, outscored Union 21-12 in the first quarter, and they were outscored by the Bulldogs 10-8 right there in that second quarter. So the Bulldogs defense was a little bit more hard-nosed on Bluefield. So take a look really at the big difference. Rams are just out-rebounding the ball so much better than Union, 18-10, including 13 defensive rebounds, and the Rams have 5 offensive boards as opposed to none on the offensive end for Union. So what a great first half it was for the Rams, leading by 7 on a team they lost to back on January 2nd, looking to eliminate Union from AAC tournament contention when we come back here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Ready for the second half here at Robinson Arena. Rams lead 29-22 against the Union College Bulldogs. Hello, everybody. Bailey Engel, glad to have you with us once again as we are about ready to start the third quarter. Danae Cox with 12 points for Bluefield. Right behind her, Kiera Bellanier has 6, but it's really been mainly Danae Cox, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc and 4 of 5 from the field. So a good night for her as the Rams are trying to get revenge, and Union trying to play for some contention to the AAC tournament. They have to win their last 4 games and also have to face off against a team like Bryan, the top team in the conference. So a high hill to climb up for this Union College Bulldogs team. Into the game goes Shekinah Huggins as she starts with the ball into the backcourt, taking left to right. Bluefield in the red. Emily Hart in, as well as Danae Cox Bellanier and Adrian Goodlett. Hart puts the ball on the deck, swings top of the key. Danae Cox pressured by Danica Prater. Swings out onto the left side. Passes right over to Goodlett now with the ball overhead on top of Katrina Johnson. Swings back out top to Bellanier. Storms the lane. Kick out left corner. Danae Cox misses the triple from the left corner. And now Union gets the ball back. Remember, they did outscore the Rams 10-8 in that second quarter. Stidham angling onto the right side. Chest pass onto the wing for Brooke Hammonds. Oh, Hammonds hasn't really done anything. Neither has Logan Calvert, but now Calvert, as I say, that pops from 5 feet and hits it off the backboard to get the second half first basket. 29-24, pass and bounce, stolen away by Calvert, hits the shot with a foul. Danae Cox lunged for the ball to get it away from Danica Prater. Prater fed Calvert, spun towards the basket, hacked by Bellanier for her second foul, and now Union, just like that, has a chance to cut it down to 2. It's now 29-26. So Calvert, the freshman from Louisville, Kentucky, shoots with the right hand, nothing but net. And now Union is back within 2. Rams have led by as much as 11. Emily Hart takes the ball down the near sideline with her one-arm dribble. Onto the right block out of a double team, pivots, kicks out right wing Huggins. Well, Huggins has not hit a shot in this game for Bluefield, and that can really make a difference if the point guard for the Rams can get into it. Gets past left side, Emily Hart swings towards the top of the key, kick out right side Huggins. Overheads down low to Bellanier, puts it on the deck, hook shot, air ball with the left hand. Rebounded under the basket by Stidham. Union going right to left as the point guard lobs top of the key to Johnson. Pass over to Prater as Bluefield sets up on his zone. 35 remaining third quarter. Calvert step into the lane, pop 2, and the window works for the forward. Tied up now, 29-29. Calvert ready with all the points for Union here in this second half. Scored 7 already in this half. Emily Hart is now tied 29-29. Emily Hart drives in the lane, pivots, pass in the paint. Goodlett's for the right hand. Ugly miss on the layup. She had the open lane. And a rebound for Calvert. Here's Stidham. Union with fresh, full steam here. Calvert shoots for 3, rattles out, misses. Huggins, rebound. 29-29, score 7:55, third quarter. Rams have not scored yet. Good run for Union. 7-0 here in the second half. Here's Huggins, hard pass, left corner. Danae Cox jumps for Trey and hits the triple. And they only call it a 2 as she had her foot on the line, make that 14 points for 31-29. Now tipped into the backcourt and on the ball, Huggins able to wrestle it on the ground. Here comes Goodlett storming across the timeline into the right wing. Left block pass over to Emily Hart, banks it in with a foul. Now trying to get the foul call correctly, and now a timeout called by Corey Mullins. But the basket went in, so the officials trying to sort it out. They will count the shot, and now a timeout called by Corey Mullins. 33-29 here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 7:20 remaining third quarter. Well, Logan Calvert really has woken up for Union here in this second half. She scored 7 points for Union as they started out the half on a 7-0 run, tied the game, but the Rams now lead by 4, 33-29. Emily Hart sunk an and one right before the timeout was called by Corey Mullins. So Calvert has 9 points. Emily Hart hits the free throw to put the Rams up 34-29. They're up by 5. Emily Hart now with 8 points. Buzzer sounds. Hammonds into the game. Katrina Johnson taken off, as well as her teammate Sydney Dishman. So now into the game to take the ball up, the new point guard, Caitlin Stidhams. Did not get any playing time there in that first half. Stidhams stutter step in the right wing, and she walked as she shuffled that right foot. She knew it right as she let the ball go, and the Rams forcing a turnover right out of the timeout. So Bluefield making sure that Union can't storm back. In that second quarter, they actually outscored the Rams 10-8 after Bluefield went out in the first quarter and put up 21 points, winning that quarter 21-12. Now going left to right, Huggins has the ball, chest pass left wing, Emily Hart out of a double team, veers left off a screen, spins into a pass to Nate Cox onto the left wing. Matched up with Prater, zigzagging in the lane, scoops with a right hand, scores as she was fouled. The and one for the redshirt junior. Couple of and ones in a row for Bluefield. They lead 36-29. And Danae Cox is putting on a show. That's the third foul on Logan Calvert, and 16 points for the leading scorer for Bluefield this year. Spins the free throw in, and one completed, 37-29. And now the Rams, after that 7-0 run from Union, have answered with an 8-0 run of their own. So the game was tied up 29-29. Danae Cox getting right back into it. Taking the ball across midcourt goes Stidhams. Chest pass left wing over to Hammonds. Rams lining up in that zone as Hammonds goes inside the paint. Kicks out left side. Prater skates down the baseline. It spins. Kick out left side over to Hammonds with 15 to shoot. 6:36 remaining first half. Hammonds into the paint. Now a foul called. Bumped into by Adrian Goodlett, and that's going to be a foul on the Rams. So Milligan will keep the ball, and that is the second foul on Adrian Goodlett. Rams have to make sure their best defender might be Adrian Goodlett, so they got to make sure she doesn't get into foul trouble. Pass into Prater into the right corner and shuffles it back outside of the perimeter. Emily Hart onto the defense, left-handed dribble. Prater retreats back out outside the arc. Kick on the right side, Hammonds with 6:23. Entry past Sharissa Wilson into the game. Spinning on Bell Lanier. Spins on the right side, pivots, swings top of the key, over to a new player in. Lobs top of the key, over to Simmons. Now stepping back, now with the ball. Hammonds feeds into Wilson on the right elbow, poking the ball loose. 3 to shoot. Wilson blocked. Loose ball corralled under the basket by Danae Cox, so they won't call a shot clock violation. Cox loops it over to Goodlett, storming towards the lane. Fouled hard as she hits the deck and slides into that padding right behind the basket. So Goodlett was going for the shot. She might not have even had an open look at. The ball hit the side of the basket. Now it's the first foul on Wilson and a team third for Union with 5:57 remaining in this third quarter. Rams lead by 8, 37-29. Goodlett has 2 points, trying to make it 4. She's shooting 2 now. Bends the knees, shoots, and misses as the ball bounces hard off the back end of the iron. Well, the buzzer sounds, a new player in, Jenna Mills, replacing Danica Prater. So Mills from Barberville, Kentucky, playing right in her hometown here. Goodlett shoots the second shot, spins right in the net. 38-29, Rams lead by 8. Make that a 9-0 run, or rather a 9-point lead and a 9-0 run for the Rams. Here's Hammonds into the left wing, starts to shuffle back out off the hard defense from Goodlett. Kick out right side to Stidhams. Huggins on the defense now. Splits the double team. Jump stop. Floats the layup and misses. Loose ball corralled on an offensive board by Hammonds. Now she loses it again. Wilson to the deck trying to fight it away from Goodlett. And it will prompt a tie-up that stays with Union. So the Bulldogs going right to left as we view from the scorer's table. Crockett into the game for Huggins. Huggins with no fouls for Bluefield. Crockett coming in with none of her own and 4 points. Hammonds, entry pass, left block, Charissa Wilson. One arm dribble, swings back out top, over to Stidhams. Around the arc they go, a 3 for Dishman. Front iron, no good from the top of the key. Wrestling for the rebound on the floor, Hammonds, and kicks it out on her knees over to Stidhams. Fresh shot clock at 5:18 left to go in this third quarter. Around the arc they go. Here comes a bounce pass to Jenna Mills, and now a foul called before that pass could be dished by Mills on Emily Hart. So that is Bell Lanier's, her third foul. and a team third. Both teams with 3 fouls here, 38-29. Bluefield has been on the defensive end for quite some time now. Shot on the far corner for Hammonds, misses. Loose rebound for Bellinear in the other corner, loops it in, and the backcourt kicked out of bounds, and it will stay with Union. So the Bulldogs now have had the ball for a minute and a half with no shot. 38-29, they lead. Bluefield leads, though. With 4:58 in the third quarter, Rams starting to get a tad bit frustrated here. Inbounds pass for Stidham on the right end of the basket. Trying to loop it inside, bounces into Wilson. Loose ball corralled by the big forward. Now Bluefield lining up in its zone once again. Stidham lobs left side over to Mills. Kicks out on to Hammonds on the left corner. Storms down the line, loops for the layup, and scores after the long possession finally ends. That'll end the run for Bluefield as well. 38-31, they lead by 7. That ends a 9-0 run for the Rams. Emily Hart finally has the ball back for Bluefield. Spinning towards the free throw line. Swings it out right side to Danae Cox. Cox steps into a triple. Sink it from the right wing. 20 points for Danae Cox, and the Rams lead 41-31. 4:20 remaining in this first half, or in the second half. Rams lead by 10, back up to a double-digit lead. Here's Hammonds on the left block, shuffles back out towards the perimeter. Kick top of the key, Mills. Overheads right side, Stidham. Rams in that zone defense. Entry pass, Sharissa Wilson. Going in towards a high dribble, and she carried it, palming the Rams force another turnover. Back into the game goes Union's Sharissa Wilson, and the Rams send in Haley Turman as well as Shekinah Huggins. So Bellinear taken out of the game, as well as Emily Hart with 4:03 remaining third quarter. Danae Cox with 20 points for Bluefield, and we're not even into the fourth quarter yet. So now taking the ball up, it'll be the freshman Tiana Crockett. Another zone defense for Union, letting this game get away from them. They had a 7-0 run, but since then, a big run for Bluefield. Looped in to the paint as Goodlett was powered out of bounds, and now the ball inbounds over to Stidham. Going down the lane towards the free throw line. Feeds top of the key over to Katrina Johnson. Goes in the lane. A block called as she trucked over to Danae Cox, and it will be a foul on Cox, her second. Make that a team fourth as well. 3:39 remaining in the third quarter. Here we are in the Robinson Arena. Rams looking for a win that would send them to 14-12 on the year and 11-10 in the AAC. First shot for Katrina Johnson rattles away and misses. Sophomore from Pineville, Kentucky. Now eyes the rim, fires, and scores. Back down to a single-digit lead, 41-32. A full court press now turning into a mid-court press from Union. Crockett able to get it across the timeline. Rams lead 41-32. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Danae Cox already with 20 points. Passes top of the key, Crockett. Cross-court lob, Goodlett. Swings out on the right wing, Danae Cox. Crossover dribble, steps into a 2 and misses. Haley Turman with the offensive board. Return pass over to Danae Cox. Picked up off a bounce by Union Cheyenne Stidham. So Danae Cox with a hard head fake, but couldn't get the basket to fall. 3:10 remaining, third quarter. Katrina Johnson, chest pass right side. Hammonds launches a 3. Too hard, back into the corner, and picked up by Jenna Mills. Union starting out with a brand new offense here as Stidham is fouled in the left block, entering the paint on the layup. So the score is still 41-32, Rams leading by 9. And you're seeing for Union what you didn't see in the first half, and that's offensive rebounds. They had 0 in the first half. Stidham will shoot 2, the point guard. Follows through with the right hand and scores to elevate the score to 41-33. Rams still lead by 8. Union needs this win to stay in AAC tournament contention. Another bounce right up to the line here in Barberville, Kentucky. Stidham with that black headband misses the free throw. Rebound, Adrian Goodlett. Rams lead by 8. 2:54 remaining before the fourth quarter. They have slowed down thanks to some great offense from Union. Into the lane goes Crockett. No charge drawn by Hammonds. Crockett went up for the pass, trying to lob it into Haley Turman on the right side, but instead Crockett trucked over Hammonds for her second foul of the game, and now Bluefield has 5 team fouls. So the next foul will prompt a couple of foul shots for Union. Bulldog, we didn't see that in the first half. Pass on the right side, Hammonds. Hammonds already has 4 points for the Bulldogs. Jenna Mills, her pass tipped to the air, picked out of the air by Adrian Goodland. On a fast break, jumps and scores with a layup. Great steal and score from the senior. Back to a 10-point lead, 43-33, 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Stidham, crossover dribble, jumps and misses. Rebound, though, for Katrina Johnson, but a foul called as Johnson pushed off to try to get the board. So that will be the third foul on Johnson and a team fourth for Union in the third quarter. Crockett out of the game. The freshman will hit the bench after a quick talk from Corey Mullins. And just trying to tell her to have some awareness as she goes into the painted area. 2:16 on the clock. Rams up by 10. Danae Cox with 20 points if you're just now joining us. Behind her with 8, Emily Hart. It's now to be an inbounds pass from the far baseline for Adrian Goodlett. Union College starting to step up that full court press. Goodlett with the ball over her head. Passes in, Emily Hart. In the corner now, shuffles down the far baseline. Sandifer on the defense. Emily Hart picks up the dribble, elbowing, and now a timeout called by Corey Mullins before Bluefield could turn the ball over. 2:10 remaining, third quarter, 43-33. Rams lead by 10. Welcome back to Robinson Arena. Rams lead by 10, 43-33, 2:08 remaining third quarter. Corey Mullins after that timeout. Emily Hart trying to get the ball across the timeline, couldn't do it, and forced to call a timeout here in the second half. Rams still lead by 10, though. Looking good as Huggins has the ball in the near corner. Bounce pass corralled by Emily Hart in the right block. Underhands Turman on the corner. 5 to shoot. Huggins now on the right wing. Bounces on the elbow. Emily Hart pops it back to Turman. Launches a 3. Misses front rim as the buzzer sounds. But Adrian Goodlett pulled down the offensive board after it was tipped by Emily Hart. So the Rams dominating here. 1:38 before the fourth quarter. Hugs near the free throw line. Chest pass on the left side to Danae Cox, who already has 20 points. But as she entered the paint that time, she elbowed off. So that's an offensive foul, and the third foul on Danae Cox. So with 20 points, Danae Cox still in a bit of foul trouble. And she is a physical player, really wears her emotions on her sleeve on the court, and she didn't like that call, but now understanding as she goes back on defense. Stidham taking the ball right to left for Union, backs up near the perimeter. Kick out right side over to Sandifer, who has a three-pointer for Union. Her pass tipped in the air by Huggins, intended for Skylar Bird, but Huggins called for the foul. So it appeared that Huggins had her right arm draped over the intended receiver of that pass, Skylar Bird, and that will be her first foul. And that will send Union to the line there. Skylar Bird. 1:20 remaining in the third quarter as Bird loops the first free throw, rattles around and misses. So these free throws not exactly falling for Union. And a bad time to do that. Down by 10. Second shot, the moonshot free throw bounces away. Rebound for Goodlett in the backcourt. 17 as she missed both. Left to go in the third quarter, 43-33. Huggins near that big UC logo with a bulldog flashed in front. Rams looking for a rare road win. Cox jumps for 3. Nothing but net for the redshirt junior. Make that 23 points for Danae Cox. With a minute remaining in the third quarter, the Rams lead 46-33. On to the defensive end they go in that zone that has helped them so well here so far as Sandifer launches a 3 and misses back iron. Danae Cox jumped for the rebound, and Cheyenne Stidham bumped into her back for the foul. So now Danae Cox will go to the line with 47.1 seconds remaining before the fourth quarter. So for Cox, now 5 of 7 from beyond the arc, 8 of 12 from the field, one of her best games we've seen this year. No Rams players are in double figures, by the way, closest to that Emily Hart. So it's been the Danae Cox show. Make that 24 points as the shot from the foul line hits. 47-33, now the largest lead for Bluefield. Second shot, once again barrels through 48-33. 15-point lead, 45 seconds as Stidham tries to get Union back into this game. Shuffling into the right wing, crossover dribble, pops from the elbow, misses from the left side, though a rebound for Hammonds. Wrestling in the paint now, tie up, but before that, a walk called on Hammonds as she went slowly down to the hard court. The Rams get it back with 35.3 seconds left to go before the fourth quarter. So a 5-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Here's Goodlett, passes into Shekinah Huggins in the backcourt, working off of Cheyenne Stidham. Rams lead 48-33. Huggins doesn't have a basket, but she has done a good job of commanding this offense in the absence of Hannah Preservati. Now 10 seconds elapsed from that shot clock. Pass tipped out of bounds off of Danica Prater. And Bluefield will have an inbounds pass with 16 seconds left on the shot clock and 20.3 seconds on the game clock. Emily Hart will do the pass. In honors for Bluefield. Slaps it, bounces near the backcourt for Huggins. Now 13 seconds to shoot. Union in a man defense. Passes left side over to Emily Hart, pressured by Sandiford. Lobs to Huggins at the top of the key. Almost lost the ball. 5 seconds to shoot. Huggins bounces out to Adrian Goodlett. Jumps and misses on an air ball. Rebounded by Stidham with 4 seconds left. Going across midcourt. Launches at the buzzer and misses off the glass. No putback from Hammonds as the Rams go into the fourth quarter behind 25 points from Danae Cox. They lead by 15, 48-33. Rams with their largest lead of the game at 15, 48-33, headed to the fourth quarter. Danae Cox putting on a show with 25 points for Bluefield, the only Ram in double figures. She is not on the floor getting some time on the bench. She does have 3 fouls as Shekinah Huggins takes the ball left to right. Bluefield getting the inbounds pass to start this period. They lost to this team by 7 back on January 2nd. Pass in the right corner. Huggins bounces into Hash, bounces on the right side over to Crockett. Passes left side. Emily Hart. Kick on the right wing. Huggins out of a head fake. Deals in the lane to Emily Hart. Wrestling for the ball. Corrals it and passes to Huggins. Feeds to Autumn Hash. Baseline jumper misses and tipped and rebounded for Skylar Bird in the backcourt. Rams can't get lazy offensively here in the fourth quarter. That's how they made it a ball game against Union the first time. Bounce pass down low to Hammond. She misses the layup. Wrestling for the rebound, Bell Lanier. Still loose. No foul called. And finally a tie-up called here with 9:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. It will stay with Union. Danica Prater will do the passing honors for the Bulldogs. Union at 11-14, 8-12 in the AAC, now sitting at 9th. With the loss tonight, they could be eliminated from AAC tournament contention. Rams, however, 13-12, still with a winning season, and 10-10 in the AAC right now, looking to jump across that 500 mark in the conference. Corey Mullins chanting on from the right side as now the whistle blows. Prater feeds into Sandiford, far corner. Here's Crockett on the defense. Passes top of the key, Stidham, and pass in the right wing for Danica Prater. Entry pass for Calvert. Now a foul called on Autumn Hash as she pushed into the forward for Union. Make that the first foul on Autumn Hash and the first one of the quarter for Bluefield with 9:07 on the clock. Rams not really getting into foul trouble, and unlike Union, they're hitting their free throws. Here's Stidham, lob in the right block to Hammonds, puts it on the deck, went to the ground, and Bell Lanier had an easy block. Here comes Huggins across midcourt, stuttering across as Hammonds gets that defense in. 8:51 remaining as Huggins has a hip-high dribble now. Bluefield don't need to coast here, but still trying to keep up that offensive pressure. Chest pass left wing. Autumn Hash beats top of the key. Bell Lanier. Dish on the left side. Crockett hard lob down low to Autumn Hash, who clunks in the layup with the left hand. First points for the senior and makes it a 17-point lead now at 50-33. What a tale of two ball games it's been. Rams up by 17. Not out of the woods yet, but there are under 8.5 minutes remaining in the game. A lob in the right block over for Brooke Hammonds. Can Union find an answer here? Stidham on the left wing now, pressured by Huggins. 10 to shoot, and now passes into the left corner over Hammonds. Dish down low to Logan Calvert. Spins, hooks, and misses the layup. Rebound for Crockett. Wrestled behind by Logan Calvert, and Calvert was almost looking for a suplex there on the front. A foul called as she did not have a clean grip of that ball. So for Calvert, that's 4 fouls, and the first foul for Union in the fourth quarter. 8:06 remaining. Hammonds out of the game, and Bluefield has been able to handle Calvert since Union jumped out to that 7-0 run in the second half, where it was tied up 29-29. Since then, Union has scored 4 points, and the Rams scored a lot more than that. 50-33 they lead. Still 7:53 remaining in the game. Huggins, the point guard with 14 to shoot, zigzagging on the right side of the paint, spins it back out top of the key. Crockett, 10 to shoot now for the Rams. Passes left side, Autumn Hash puts it on the deck, swings top of the key. Huggins pops from 17, back iron miss, and a rebound for Sandifer. 7.5 minutes left to go before we call it quits here in the women's game. Sandifer on the right elbow, spins back out towards the right elbow, picks it up, overheads left side to Katrina Johnson on the stutter step. Another travel called on the Bulldogs. Big turnovers here for the Bulldogs as the Rams will get the ball back with that 17-point lead. Make that 18 turnovers, and they are still winning the turnover battle. Crockett lobs in the left corner as Bluefield has it back, going left to right. So the Rams just shooting so much better, 44% as compared to 32% for Union. And in the right corner goes Crockett. Bounce pass into the block over to Autumn Hash. Swings a 2 and hits it, nothing but net. So now 52-33, the Rams really putting it on here. 19-point lead. Into the right block goes Logan Calvert, pops and misses as the shot didn't even hit the rim. Teresa Wilson going to be yanked off the bench by Tim Curry. Logan Calvert just not feeling it tonight. Chest pass top of the key over to Logan, or rather Tiana Crockett, worked on by Jordan Sandifer. Bluefield with command, 6:40 remaining. Huggins goes back and passes left side. Autumn Hash steps into a tray. Misses back iron, bouncing into the point guard's hands, though, for Bluefield. Shekinah Huggins on an easy offensive board. 52-33 the score. On a hip-high dribble, Huggins cuts back towards the middle. Dishes down low to Emily Hart. Bounce on the left corner. Stolen away by Danica Prater. And here comes Union in transition. The point guard making her way into the corner and bounced into by Bell Lanier. And that will be the fourth foul on Bell Lanier and a second foul on Bluefield with 6:15 remaining in the game. New platoon in, Dingus as well as Teresa Wilson and Sydney Dishman all in for the Bulldogs. Bell Lanier will stay in the game, it seems, and now yanked out as Adrian Goodlett will come into the game for Bluefield in the red. 52-33 they lead with 6:15 remaining in the game. Dingus on the far sideline, lobs it up in the air while it is caught by Valerie Johnson, who's got to play about 3 minutes in this one. And the right wing lobs out left side. Dishman caught it with 1 foot on the ground. Now a Euro step in the lane, loops an ugly layup, pulled down by Autumn Hash, and Sailor Dingus hooked a hand in there for another foul. Bluefield has been winning the rebounding game, and it really has frustrated Union because they started to force these tie-ups, as that's Dingus' first foul, and this team's second for Union in the fourth quarter. 6:03 remaining in the game. As Bluefield tries to get this ball across backcourt into the front court, they do as Crockett goes down the lane. Bounce pass right corner, Autumn Hash. Underhands out to Goodlett in the right wing as Bluefield now sets up another offense. Underhands to Huggins, storms in the lane. One arm pass tipped in the air and stolen by Wilson. Forward hoping for help. Underhands back to Valerie Johnson, who spins out of the Huggins defense. Into the lane she goes, crossover dribble into the left corner. Now with a hip-high dribble, pump fake into the passing on the left side for Sandifer, pressured by Emily Hart. Entry pass over to Wilson, hooking on the right side, spins, now needs help, hooks with a right hand and scores, nothing but net. So Wilson now with 9 points, nearly in double figures, finally scoring again for Union. Makes it 52-35. Here comes Huggins on the other end for Bluefield. Rams have commanded the entire game, except really for that second quarter. Bounce pass left side. Emily Hart pops the mid-range and misses from the left baseline. Rebounded by Wilson as she underhands it back to Valerie Johnson. A flat 5 minutes remaining in the game. Bluefield with all the command in the world, leading 52-35. Valerie Johnson feeds Wilson, spins in the lane, kick out left side. Dishman arcs a three and sinks the triple from the left corner. Timeout called by Tim Curry. 52-38. Rams on top by 14 with 4:51 remaining, trying to hold on here in Kentucky. Lead by 14 behind a 25-point performance from the redshirt junior from Verona, Virginia, Danae Cox. She's back out on the floor with 4:51 remaining in the game. Rams lead 52-38. Union trying to fight back, though. The Rams have been able to really dominate offensively. Union hasn't been able to get the boards and the open shots that they want. While Danae Cox, the only player in double figures for Bluefield, has it in the right wing. Swings top of the key over to Huggins. Has no points so far for the Rams, but does have 3 assists. Bounce pass into the right corner. Danae Cox chest pass. Huggins steps into a triple. Back iron miss and a rebound for Hammonds for Union. Elbowing as she got it, but a foul called on Danae Cox as she had a hand in on the forward, and that will be her 4th foul. So the Rams still don't have to panic. They're up by 14, 52-38. But they have to make sure Danae Cox can stay on the floor already with 4 fouls, 4:20 remaining in the game. Valerie Johnson, the point guard now for Union. Spins in the lane, steps and walked. Another travel called on Union. They make that the 5th one of the game. That stops the clock at 4:14. Rams have been able to force these turnovers from Union. And unlike the Bulldogs forcing turnovers on Bluefield, Rams find a way to score. They lead by 14, 52-38. Emily Hart, the sophomore, picks up her dribble, splits the double team, and kicks it out top of the key. Huggins. Bounce pass left side to Nate Cox. Whips it over to Bell-Lanier. Storms in the lane, floats for the layup and scores. Kiera Bell-Lanier now with 8 points as she recognized that open lane down the left baseline and makes it 54-38. 16-point lead for the Rams now, 3:45 remaining as the Bulldogs get it back. Valerie Johnson floats from 5 and misses in the paint. Rebound now down on her knees, wrestling for the ball back, trying to force that steal that time with Sydney Dishman, and the tie-up will go back to Bluefield. Jordan Sandifer back in the game. Dinges taken out as Goodlett feeds into Emily Hart. Rams have not trailed since the first quarter. Rams now pressured in the full court press. Dish to Danae Cox trying to get the ball across midcourt, and they do as Danae Cox bounces into Emily Hart. Down the lane she goes, lobs a pass, stolen away, hooked in bounds by Sandifer, and it will stay with Bluefield as Skylar Bird could not corral that loose ball. So the pass lobbing on the left side from Emily Hart to Bell-Lanier was picked out of the air by Sandifer. She tried to bounce it back in, and then Skylar Bird couldn't get it back for Union. 3:24 on the game clock. Rams lead 54-38 here at Robinson Arena. Pass inbounds to Shekinah Huggins. Bluefield looking to eliminate Union from AAC tournament contention. Bounce pass right wing, Emily Hart. Now into the lane she goes. Chest pass on the left side. Goodlett feeds to Bell-Lanier. Pops from mid-range. Air ball on the left side. Bounce out of bounds. It will stay with Bluefield as Danae Cox jumped up in the air and swatted the ball off the hands of Sydney Dishman. What a fight that was, but there are only 2 seconds on the shot clock. Rams did this back in the first quarter, though. Huggins looking to inbounds the ball. Feeds into Danae Cox. Now has to shoot at the buzzer. back iron miss. Looking for the rebound. Now Katrina Johnson will get it back for Union. So for Danae Cox, that was very close. Still found a way to get that shot up. Under 3 minutes left to go in the game now. Sydney Dishman, pump fake for Union. Now into the lane she goes. Steps, and a foul called on Shekinah Huggins, and the layup call goes. That happened nearly 3 seconds after the foul was called, and they call it a continuation play. So now for Huggins, that's her second foul, and the shot will fall for Sydney Dishman. Make that 5 points for her. It is now 54-40. Dishman can't complete the three-point play, though, as the rebound is finally corralled by Goodlett into the backcourt. Bluefield now on an all-out sprint, courtesy Shekinah Huggins, with 2:45 remaining in the game. Will Union start fouling here, down by 14. Huggins goes in the paint, loops, and scores with a foul. Huggins with her first points of the game with 2:40 remaining, and the senior getting the and one done. Make that 56-40. As the Rams will try to wrap this one up with 2:40 left to go. Huggins shoots with a left hand, nothing but net. 57-40. Rams up by 17, and now a whistle blows, and some bench players coming in. Kendall Cloninger, a three-point threat, as well as the Bluefield, West Virginia native Kyra Jackson. Bounce pass to the backcourt for Katrina Johnson. Thanks for joining us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Better games for Bluefield College women's basketball, especially on the road. Haven't seen them play this well on the road since against Allen. Sandifer stepping in the lane, wrestled the ball loose. That time was Tyra Jackson. Will bounce out of bounds, staying with Union though. So Tyra Jackson stood like a stone wall in the right block, and Sandifer just trucked her over. No foul called though, as Katrina Johnson looks to pass the ball in. Loops it out, right wing Sandifer. Hard head fake, drives inside, dribbles back out north the top of the key. Pops along two, rattles around, miss. Loose ball on the floor, wrestling for it. Jackson as well as three Bulldogs, and it will stay with Union on the tie-up. 2:17 remaining. And Union down to really their last rights here. 57-40, they lead. Now Katrina Johnson looking for someone to pass to, time running out, whips it into the backcourt, and it's going to be picked up by Dishman. Looked like she went across that midcourt line, no backcourt call called. So now Euro step in the lane, Dishman catches Bluefield falling asleep. Now it is 57-42 as no backcourt violation was called. Here's Tyra Jackson taking the ball across midcourt, spins it back out over to Huggins, who now has 3 points for Bluefield. Rams lead by 15. Here comes Huggins, drives down the left side, loops a pass out of bounds, intended for Hart in the corner. So a turnover, though, might be too late. 57-42, Union trying to fight back. But like we said, Rams coming out on full steam ahead. They lost to this Union team 66-59 back on January 2nd. Looking to get vengeance here as Johnson bumps in the lane, count it for the layup. Foul called on Emily Hart. That will be her third. Makes it 57-44. Now some fans starting to pile in for that men's game coming up in about 25 minutes. Not done yet with the women's game, though, as Johnson swirls that free throw out. Loose ball corralled by Bird in the far corner. Tips it into Danica Prater. Jumps for the layup, misses front rim. Loose ball in the paint now, rolling on the right side. Wrestling for it now is Bird as she underhands it over to Jordan Sandifer. Make that Hammonds rather as she underhands it back up top over to Katrina Johnson. Crossover dribble, jumps with a right hand and hooks it in. 57-46 now. Union scoring some unanswered points here as the Rams lead by 11 still. Bounce pass into Emily Hart with 1:15 left to go. Getting the Rams to sweat a little bit as they finally get the ball across midcourt. Huggins bumped on the far sideline by Danica Prater. And that will be the 5th foul on Union. Or make that the 4th rather, so not a shooting foul yet. 1:10 left to go in the game, 57-46. Emily Hart chucks it near the backcourt over for Shekinah Huggins with 1:08. Union needs stops and a miracle as they are down 57-46. In the left wing, bounce pass left elbow over to Bellanier. Backdoor cut, Emily Hart as she's blocked by Danica Prater. Bellanier picked up the loose end though and got in the basket to fall. Well, that silences a Union comeback. 59-46, Rams up by 13. Katrina Johnson lost the ball on the right elbow, loose in that far sideline area, and now the tie-up will go back to the Rams with 47.1 seconds remaining in this game. Rams looking for a very crucial win, and Union, their postseason hopes likely to be squashed here. 40 seconds left to go. On a hip-high dribble, Huggins will not be fouled as of yet by Katrina Johnson. Steps back, and now the clock has run down to 33 seconds. Has the ball near the logo. Rams looking for a huge road win. Pass on to the right side. Emily Hart, head fake with 7 to shoot. Passes top of the key. Huggins steps into another pass for Hart. Turns and shoots and misses from the free throw line. Hart popping the ball loose. Katrina Johnson swings it inbounds over to Brooke Hammonds. Shot clock off, 12 seconds remaining. Hammonds in the left corner she goes. Cuts it over to Danica Prater, spins in the lane, hooks with a right hand, and hits the layup with 6.2 seconds remaining to make it 59-48. Pass inbounds for Huggins. She will dribble it, and Bluefield will win this one on the road, 59-48, and improve to 14-12 and make that a winning record in the AAC. 11-10. Union College eliminated from AAC tournament contention, falling to 11-15 and 8-13 in the AAC. What a win for Bluefield behind 25 points from Danae Cox. A huge game for the shooting guard out of Richmond, Virginia. But now the Rams will have a big test coming up on the men's side. But for now, Rams women able to win this one 59-48.